ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
by 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 29. 3 into 10 to the power of 29, 3 3s are 9 divided by 4 pi. Then r is equals to 9 by 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 29 whole power 1 by 3. So that is the radius of the water molecule. This is the radius and that is the volume of the water molecule. Next, here we have one graphical representation. It is so let us say we know PV is equals to nRT, PV by NT is equals to R. R we can written as PV is equals to N can be written as N by NA into NA into KB into T. So PV divided by KB into T is equals to number of molecules we can write. So if we draw the graph, so let us say this is the shape of the graph. So for it is PV by KBT. So ideal gas behavior. So this is considered as, here it is number of molecules. So next to the shape, this for example this horizontal line indicates the ideal gas behavior. Ideal gas behavior. So that means if this is the ideal gas, then it obeys this gas, it obeys this. But if it is not the ideal gas, the shape of the graph is like this. For different temperatures, the shape of the graph must be modifies like this. Let us say it is temperature T1, it is temperature T2, it is temperature T3 like this. Ideal gas behavior. So this is PV by KBT and this is the number of molecules. The graph between PV by KBT and number of molecules, and this dotted line indicates the ideal gas behavior. So here dotted line indicates ideal gas behavior. But generally at low pressures and high temperatures, generally the real gases also behaves like ideal gases at low pressure and high temperature. So that's why here based on this T1 is greater than T2 is greater than T3. T1 is greater than T2 greater than T3, because if high temperature the gases nearly behaves ideal gas. That's why here the temperature is more, and this temperature. Next, this temperature. That is the situation. This dotted line indicates ideal gas behavior. And this graph, definitely each and every gas does not obeys ideal gas equation, but nearly behaves as ideal gas. How this behaves as ideal gas means? Like this. At low pressure and high temperature. Each and every gas behaves as ideal gas. So that's why this nearest approach of ideal gas, that's why temperature is more. Next T2, next T3. So that's why T1 is greater than, T2 is greater than T3. So if the same must be drawn as pressure volume, the shape of the pressure volume graph is like this. Rectangular hyperbola. The shape of pressure volume graphs are rectangular hyperbola. So let us say it is T1, it is T2 and it is T3. If you draw the same graph for pressure, so next it is pressure, temperature or volume temperature. The shape of the graphs are like this. These are the shapes of the graphs. So main this one. So main indication of this one is, this is the first. Ideal gas, this dotted line indicates the ideal gas behavior. Any gas behaves as an ideal gas at low pressure and high temperature. At low pressure and high temperature. At low pressure and high temperature, each and every gas behaves as ideal gas. But high temperature, that is why nearest approach, next to T, that is why T1 is greater than T2, that is greater than T3. So, this is the approach. This is the behavior of the gases, kinetic behavior of the gases. So, next, so thermodynamics chapter completed. Now, we can start the next chapter, kinetic theory of gases. Kinetic theory of gases. This is same as that of states of matter in chemistry. Already that chapter will, I think, completed that chapter. So, just like the states of matter, kinetic gas equation, next to speeds of gas molecules, RMS velocities, most probable speed and average speed, like this. So, that is kinetic theory of gases. So, first of all, what is the behavior of the gas? So, behavior of the gas. So, behavior of gas molecules generally. So, we already discussed about in the expansion of gases, gas molecules having some microscopic matters and macroscopic matters. What are the microscopic and macroscopic? So, what are the changes we can observe that are macroscopic? What are the changes we cannot observe, that is microscopic? What are the changes we can observe? Those are macroscopic. Macroscopic, that means what we can observe that. What are the changes we cannot observe? So, those are microscopic quantities. For example, change in temperature. So, the temperature change we can observe, but kinetic energy of the gas molecules is not possible to observe. Change in temperature of the system of gas molecules we can observe. So, for example, if the temperature increases, the volume of this piston, for example, we already discussed in thermodynamics, let us say this, a cylindrical vessel with movable piston like this, a cylindrical vessel with movable piston like this. Now, here, for example, certain amount of gas is taken into this, cylindrical vessel. So, with increase, for example, if we supply heat energy, that means the system expands. System expands means maybe the variation, that means compulsory variation of temperature. Variation of temperature, due to that the volume of the system increases or volume of the system decreases, whatever it may be. So, that we can observe. Volume of the system increases and volume of the system decreases, we can observe. So, that is the macroscopic quantities. But how the kinetic energy of the gas molecules changes? Gas molecules. So, it is not possible to observe the gas molecule. Directly we are unable to see that gas molecules. But how can you find out the energy of the gas molecules? It is not possible to find out. That is microscopic quantities. Variation of temperature. So, we can observe that generally, whether the substance is hot or cool, like that we can observe by holding that. So, that is macroscopic. But kinetic energy of the gas molecules and internal energy and kinetic energy or velocity of the gas molecules, how the gas molecules moves with certain velocities. How can we measure that? It is not possible to observe the gas molecules. It is not possible to observe the gas molecule, not able to see the gas molecule. But how can you find out the velocity of the gas molecule? Not possible. So, that is why that is the microscopic quantity. Velocity is the microscopic quantity, and variation of temperature and variation of volume, variation of pressure is the macroscopic quantities. So, we have to build up the relation between these two in this situation, that is the kinetic theory of gas molecules. So, in this chapter we can discuss about these topics now. First of all, So gas molecules are far away from each other. For example, a small amount of gas is entered into this room. The gas occupies the total volume. The gas occupies the total volume. So that means there is no gravitational attraction between the gas molecules. So the molecules of the gas are very small. Molecules of the gas are very small. It is not possible to find out the size. Of course, we can find out the size, but very small size. Very small size. They occupies the total volume. That means due to that small size of the gas molecules, the gravitational force between those two molecules is not considerable. That is negligible. Gravitational force is negligible. So right now, but gas molecules obeys the some property. What is that? Ideal gas equation, PV is equals to RT. PV is equals to RT. So or we can write PV is equals to small n into RT, where n is number of moles of gas. Capital R is universal gas constant. Universal gas constant. P, T, we know. P is the pressure, V is the volume, and T is the temperature. You know about this. So n is the number of moles of the gas, R is the universal gas constant. So here, and we have, so each and every gas obeys this equation, ideal gas equation. For any gas we can apply this, but real gases obeys ideal gas equation. Ideal gas equation at low pressures and high temperatures. At low pressures and high temperatures. So real gases obeys ideal gas equation at low pressures and high temperatures. If the gas is at this low pressure and high temperature, then only the real gases obeys this ideal gas equation. But ideal gases obeys this equation at each and every pressure and temperature. But really there is no ideal gases. But nearest approach is hydrogen. So that is the behavior of the gas molecules. And here we have one hypothesis, Avogadro hypothesis. Avogadro hypothesis. What is the Avogadro hypothesis? Avogadro's theory, or that is Avogadro's assumption. What is the Avogadro's assumption is the number of gas molecules per unit volume, or the number of molecules of the gas per unit volume, number of molecules per unit volume of any gas remains constant. Number of molecules per unit volume of any gas remains constant. So this is called Avogadro's hypothesis. Number of molecules per unit volume of any gas remains constant. So for example, so that the condition must be takes place at STP or NTP, standard pressure and temperature, or normal temperature and pressure, STP or NTP. So that means number of molecules per unit volume remains constant. Number of molecules per unit volume remains constant. So that is the Avogadro's hypothesis. Avogadro assumed that, so this condition in any gas, for any gas, number of molecules per unit volume remains constant. So next, what is Avogadro number? Avogadro number. So Avogadro number is equals to Na is equals to 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23. So number of molecules per unit volume. So number of molecules of the gas per unit volume in any situation, what is that value? 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23. This is the Avogadro number. This value always remains constant. What is this Avogadro number? Number of molecules per unit volume. Number of molecules per unit volume always remains constant. And this is a huge number. And this is a huge number, 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23. Practically, measurement of this number is impossible. So this is the assumption. That's why practically the measurement of this number is not possible. How big this number? Let us discuss how big this number. So for example, let us say total population of the world is, so let us say around 700 crores. So that means 700, 1 crore means how many zeros? 10 to the power of 7. 1 lakh 5, 10 lakh 6, 10 to the power. That means 7 into 10 to the power of 9. Total population of the world, let us say. Here, each person counting one number per second. Each number counting one number, each person counting one number per second. One person counts how many numbers per day? One person counts how many numbers per day? Per day how many seconds? 86,400 seconds per day. 86,400 seconds per day. So that means one person counts how many numbers per day? 86,400 numbers. So that is per day. So 7 into 10 to the power of 9 persons counts how many numbers? Into 86,400. That is per day. Per year how many days? So 365. Let us say average lifetime of each person is, let us say average lifetime, let us say 70 years, let us say. So this total number, this is during the lifetime of each person, that means total population of the world counted how many numbers? This much numbers. So for example, this is let us say it is 400, this is 1 lakh and this is 100, let us say. 7 into 10 to the power of 9, this is let us say 1 lakh, 10 to the power of 5, this is 400, 4 into 10 square and into 70. For example, 100 lifetime of each person is let us say 100. How much it is? 9 plus 5, 14 to 6, 14 to 16 plus to 18, 28 into 10 to the power of 18. So that number not reaches to this much. This is the big number. How much big this number is? Each person without doing any work in this total world, each and every person counting one number per second throughout his lifetime, if all the persons counted the same without doing any work, what is the number? Becomes 28 into 10 to the power of 18, 7 into 4. 28 into 10 to the power of 18 only, but this number is 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23. This much big the number is Avogadro number. అంటే ప్రపంచంలో ప్రతి ఒక్క పర్సన్ ఒక సెకండ్కి 1 నెంబర్ కౌంట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటే వాళ్ళ లైఫ్ టైం మొత్తం నంబర్స్ కౌంట్ చేస్తే, అలాగే వరల్డ్లో ఉన్న పీపుల్ మొత్తం కౌంట్ చేస్తే, నంబర్స్ కౌంట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటే తిండి తిప్పులు ఏమి లేకుండా డైరెక్ట్గా మొత్తం కౌంట్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నా సరే మనకి ఎంత నెంబర్ వస్తుంది ఫైనల్గా? 28 into 10 to the power of 18 మాత్రమే వస్తుంది. చూడండి, దిస్ ఈజ్ ద నంబర్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ పర్ డే. ఈచ్ పీపుల్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్స్ దిస్ నంబర్ 86,400. పర్ ఇయర్ 365. పర్ ఇయర్కి ఎంత? ఇంటూ యావరేజ్ లైఫ్ టైం 70. ఇంకే ఇక్కడ 100 తీసుకున్నాను, ఇది 400 తీసుకున్నాం, ఇది 1 lakh తీసుకున్నాం. అఫ్ కోర్స్ ఇఫ్ యూ టేక్ దట్ మచ్ ఆల్సో we can get the 28 into 10 to the power of 18 only. But the Avogadro, this much big the number is. అంటే Avogadro number ఎంత పెద్దది అంటే దీనికన్నా పెద్దది. హ్యూజ్ నెంబర్ it is not possible to count. So next, so this is Avogadro's hypothesis and it is the Avogadro number. So now here PV is equals to nRT, but here R depends on volume. Universal gas constant depends on volume. That's why R can be written as N into Kb. R can be written as N into Kb, where N is number of molecules per unit volume, where capital N is the number of molecules per unit volume, and Kb is called Boltzmann constant. Kb is called Boltzmann constant. So Kb value is 1.38 into 10 to the power of minus 23. Boltzmann constant Kb is equals to 1.38 into 10 to the power of minus 23. So R value, universal gas constant, can be defined as R is equals to N into Kb. R is equals to N into Kb, where capital N is number of molecules per unit volume and Kb is called, what is that? Boltzmann constant. Kb is called the Boltzmann constant, and Kb is equals to 1.38 into 10 to the power of minus 23. This is the Boltzmann constant value. Next, here we can write it as, so PV is equals to, now we can write PV is equals to RT. So PV is equals to, R can be written as NKBT. So that means PV by NT is equals to Kb, where Kb is constant. Boltzmann constant value does not depend on any factor, its value always remains constant. 1.38 into 10 to the power of minus 23. So that means from this we can write it as P1 V1 by N1 T1 is equals to P2 V2 by N2 T2. What are N1 and N2? Number of molecules per unit volume. N1 and N2 are the number of molecules per unit volume. Remember that. So this is another form of ideal gas equation. PV equals to RT. R can be written as NKB, where N is the number of molecules per unit volume. PV by NT equals to Kb. That is. And again here we can write, so again PV is equals to small n RT, where small n is equals to small m by capital M. Given mass by molecular weight. Small n is equals to given mass by molecular weight. So that can also be written as N by Na, number of molecules by Avogadro number. Number of molecules by Avogadro number. So Avogadro number is 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23. N is the number of molecules per unit volume. So that is. So from this we can write PV is equals to, small n can be written as N by Na, R can be written as Na into Kb into T. Na cancel. So PV is equals to NKBT. So P is equals to N by V into KBT. Another form. So previously we wrote R is equals to NKB. What we wrote? R is equals to N into Kb. But why we can write R equals to NKB means based on this. N can be written as small m by capital M, given mass by molecular weights, or this can also be written as number of molecules divided by Avogadro number. So that is KBT. PV is equals to NKBT. PV equals to N by into KBT. So that is R is equals to, based on this what we can write, R is equals to NKBT. N is, what is N? Number of molecules per unit volume. Number of molecules per unit volume. That's the situation. So this is another forms of ideal gas equation. So from this we know PV is equals to nRT. So PV is equals to n can be written as n by Na into NaKBT. So PV is equals to NKB by NKBT. P is equals to NKBT by V. NKBT by V. So for example here if different gases having number of moles, N1, N2, N3, N4 and so on are mixed. Then ideal gas equation can be written as N1 plus N2 plus N3 plus and so on into RT. So from this we can write PV is equals to N1 RT plus N2 RT plus N3 RT plus N4 RT plus and so on. Total number of moles of the system is equals to sum of individual number of moles. So generally mole concept it is. Number of moles of the system is the fundamental physical quantity. Number of moles is the fundamental physical quantity. So it does not changes. Number of moles, total number of moles of the system is equals to sum of individual number of moles. So like that. So from this P can be written as N1 RT by V plus N2 RT by V plus N3 RT by V plus and so on. So from this P can be written as, so like this P can be written as P NKB by T or N1 RT by V we can write. So from this can be written as P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus P4 plus and so on. So total pressure of the mixture is equals to sum of individual pressures. Total pressure of the mixture is equals to sum of individual pressures. So this is called Dalton's law of partial pressures. Dalton's law of partial pressures. So the total, if the different gases are mixed together, total number of moles is equals to sum of individual number of moles. Actually PV equals to nRT, but in place of n what we can write? N1 plus N2 plus N3 and so on into RT. So after that splitting this N1 RT plus N2 RT plus N3 RT plus N4 RT and so on. But here this can be written as N1 RT by V, N2 RT by V, N3 RT by V and so on. So that's why P can be written as P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus P4 and so on. So this total pressure of the mixture is equal to, the total pressure of the mixture is equals to sum of individual pressures of the gases. And how can you define this Dalton law? Means if the number of gases, number of non-reacting gases are mixed together, number of non-reacting gases are mixed together, then the total pressure of the mixture is equal to, total pressure of the mixture is equals to sum of individual pressures. Total pressure of the mixture is equals to sum of individual pressures. Then that is called Dalton's law of partial pressure. That is called Dalton's law of partial pressures. So this is the behavior of the gases. If the number of gases are mixed together, what happens to the pressure? Like that. Next. Next, how can you calculate the volume of the water molecule? How can you calculate the volume of the water molecule? Volume of the water molecule means, so we know first mass, volume is equals to what we can write? Mass by density. First of all, water molecule configuration is H2O. Formula Water molecule is H2O. 2 hydrogens, 1 oxygen. So therefore, total mass is equals to 2 hydrogen. Molecular weight of hydrogen is 1, oxygen is 16. 2 plus 16, that is 18 grams. 18 gram. Molecular weight of water molecule is, total mass of the water molecule is 2 hydrogens. Hydrogen is 1 and oxygen is 16. So that's why 2 into 1 plus 16. So that is 18 grams total mass, or that is equals to 18 by 1000 kg. So that is equals to 0.018 kg in terms of kgs. So now, what is the density of the water molecule? So density of water molecule is, so density we know this is 1 gram per cc or 1000 kg per meter cube. This is the fixed value. Density of the water is the fixed value. It does not changes. So density is equals to 1 gram per cc or 1000 kg per meter cube. 1 gram per cc or 1000 kg per meter cube. So now volume can be written as, so but here one more thing is, this is the total mole. This is 1 mole of H2O. So in 1 mole, the number of molecules is equals to 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23. So in 1 mole of the mixture, what are the total number of molecules? Avogadro number. So the total mass of all the molecules is equals to 0.018. So 1 mole of the water molecule contains how much amount of mass? 0.018 kg. How many number of molecules exist in 1 mole of the mixture? So 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 Avogadro number. So mass of each particle now. What is the mass of each particle? Mass of each particle is equals to 0.018 divided by 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23. So this is the molecular weight of 1 mole of the water molecule. So 0.18 kg. How many number of molecules in 1 mole? So this is Avogadro number. Then the molecular weight of each particle or mass of each particle is equals to 0.018 divided by 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23. So now here, then volume can be written as mass by density. Mass is 0.018 divided by 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 divided by 1000. So volume is equals to 0.018 divided by, approximately it is considered as 6, 10 to the power of minus 23 divided by 1000. V is equals to 0.003 into 10 to the power of minus 23 divided by 1000. So this can be written as 3 into 10 to the power of minus 26 divided by 1000. V is equals to 3 into 10 to the power of minus 29. This is the volume of the water molecule approximately. 6.023 is considered as approximately 6. So that's why 0.0018 by 6, 0.003. 3 can be written as 3 into 10 power minus 3. 003. So 3 into 10 power minus 3. Minus 3 minus 23 minus 26 divided by 1000. 1000 come to the numerator. This becomes 10 power minus 3. So that's why volume of the water molecule 3 into 10 to the power of minus 29 sorry, volume of each molecule. So this is the situation. How can you calculate the volume? Volume is equals to what we can write it as mass by density. Volume can be written as mass by density. So 1 mole of H2O is equals to, so molecular weight is 0.018 kg. In 1 mole of the gas or in 1 mole of the mixture, how many number of molecules exist? 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23. So that's why molecule mass of each particle is equals to, what is the mass of each particle? So this one. This is for total molecules. This is the mass for total molecules, but each particle is this one, and this is the volume. Based on this, how can you calculate the radius? Based on this, how can you calculate the radius? We know volume is equals to, so generally water molecules is in the spherical shape. So volume of the sphere formula is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So that is 3 into 10 to the power of minus 29 is equals to 4 by 3 into pi r cube. So from this r cube